back, everyone, for some more of my AFC Wimbledon career mode here on FIFA 21. We are here on Christmas Day in 2024, which was actually just not all that long ago in real life, but we are here at the halfway point here of season number 5. This is going to be the final season of this particular career mode, and you can see we have 2 of our players in the top 3 in the goal scoring chart. But you can also see, more importantly, we are on top of the Premier League, though Liverpool is being a pain in the you-know-what. Brighton is being in 3rd. Fair play to them. I'm going to have to check out their squad. But before we continue things on here, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. Just to show you guys real quick some of the fixtures that we did off camera. You can see the only loss that we've suffered was a 2-0 loss against Borussia Dortmund, but that was a dead rubber match. But we are going to take a look at the table, and we are perfect, which we've had to be pretty much perfect this season so far, because Liverpool for the longest time was not giving us an inch. They are 7 points behind us, and we are a whole 17 points ahead of 3rd place Brighton, and what is that, 22 points ahead of both Chelsea and Manchester City, so both of those teams are well off the pace. See, Newcastle, they have a really, I'm going to have to look at their squad too. They have a really weird squad. But they're sitting in mid-table, relegated to, well, teams in relegation trouble are Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, and Leeds United, which it kind of sucks for them, but just to take a look at the community shield. I don't know why I made that awkward. I do apologize. I don't know why I made that awkward, but yeah, I kind of have a soft spot for all 3 of those teams. That kind of made me a little bit sad, but you can see we end up beating Manchester United. We did show that on camera. We are in the 3rd round of FA Cup. We are up against Oxford United in that particular competition. In Carabao Cup, we are in the semi-finals. We are going up against Tottenham. And I'm really hoping that Everton pulls off some kind of miracle. They are a championship club, so hopefully they can take down Manchester City. But I'm just going to... oh, I hate when this does that. I don't know what's going on with my red... why it's not reading. Look, I'm... this game must be weird. Take a look at round 2. We end up beating Newcastle. We did start off in round 3. We knocked off Newcastle 4-0. Oh. Let me just take a look at the rest of round 3. Round 4, you can see those fixtures, and then we end up knocking out Portsmouth 3-2, so that's a much closer affair despite them being a lower division club. Quarterfinals, we knocked out Liverpool, and the semifinals, like I said, we are up against Tottenham. Super Cup at the beginning of the season was won by us. We ended up beating Manchester City. And Champions League, round of 16, we are up against Atletico Madrid. Because, of course, we are. I seem to always... very rarely do I get away with not versing Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. But you can see we did finish with 5 wins and that loss against Borussia Dortmund on the final match day. We only conceded 4 goals in the process. But Dortmund advanced alongside. Valencia is going to have to play Europa League football. Chelsea ended up getting grouped, which is kind of awesome to see, if I'm being honest. Let's see, Leverkusen getting grouped by Liverpool and Ajax. Leipzig getting grouped by Real Madrid and Club Brugge. Fair play to Club. I've been noticing that Club Brugge has been quietly becoming a force in the Champions League. They had a good run this past season, and then they had a good run the last season before, so they are an up-and-coming team. I may consider doing a career mode with Club Brugge. I don't know. If I do, it's probably going to be a mini one, but Juve, Barcelona, no surprise there. Milan and Bayern Munich, no real surprise. Lyon ended up getting grouped, and OM ended up getting grouped with Manchester United and Atletico Madrid. But we are going to take a look at stats here real quick. I'm going to do this right now before I forget. And then we'll take a look at the rest of England, see how they're shaping up. You can see Andre Yvonne, the leading goal scorer, 14 in as many matches. Dolberg tied with Mo Salah with 12. Most assists, again, Andre Yvonne with 5. Which, that is one thing about this season. You can see Ferry and Bankston are 2 Youth Academy graduates being on the board, but that is one thing I'm noticing, especially this year. Our wingers really are not doing all that great, with the exception of maybe Anthony Gordon. He seems to be the only one that's been really popping up. Van der Voort, 5 clean sheets and 9. Not super great, but you know, I don't really care about Community Shield, if I'm being honest. FA Cup, I'm not even going to look at that because we have not participated in that yet. Clean sheets, do we have? I'm not seeing any. You can see 2 of our Youth Academy graduates, Ferry and Hansen, getting on the assist sheet. And then Andre Yvonne. Andre Yvonne has been having a hell of a good season. I dare say he's been better than Casper Dolberg this season. And that's not an easy thing for me to say. I mean, so speaking of Casper Dolberg, here's our leading goal scorer in this competition. He's 2 behind. I believe that's Bertrand Traore. Most assists, let's see, R8 with 3. Andre Yvonne with 2. And clean sheets, Moyano with 2. And Van der Voort, wow. So Moyano, despite only playing 2 matches, has more clean sheets in this competition than Van der Voort, our starting goalkeeper in that competition. That is insane. Maybe I should start playing Moyano in the Champions League. That might be something I'm going to have to consider. But we are going to take a look at the rest of England, starting with the Championship. And no real surprise, Everton is on top, Fulham second. West Brom, Stoke, Huddersfield, and Blackburn make up the playoff spots. Fair play to Huddersfield, though. They are playing League One football. Well, at the time of recording this, they are. Teams in relegation trouble are Millwall, Ipswich, and Peterborough. League One, Middlesbrough and Portsmouth make up the top 2. Hull, Sheffield Wednesday, Sunderland, and Shrewsbury are in the playoff spots. Teams in relegation zone are Scunthorpe, Salford, Port Vale, and Burton Albion. And League 2, top 3 are Exeter City, Crewe Alexandra, and Southend United, with Bradford, Crawley Town, Milton Keynes, and Cheltenham make out the playoff positions. And Stevenage and Harrogate Town would be in trouble if relegation was a thing. EA really does, I mean, not that it matters because I'm not going to be buying another FC game, but it's a shame that they didn't add the Conference League to this. And before I continue on, I do want to check out Brighton's team, and I want to check out Newcastle's team. Calvert-Lewin, they got Ida that I ended up selling to them. They brought in Chamberlain, Zaracho is a wonder kid. Camavinga. Unless I'm confusing this with my Leeds career mode, I'm pretty sure Camavinga came from Newcastle in the save. John Joe Kenny, a player that I got in my Hertha career mode. Issa Diop, Ostergaard. And let's take a look at Newcastle's team real quick. Because their team is weird. They got Tosin, Musso, Venus, Berghaus, Bert Snow, which I'm going to talk about Bert Snow here pretty soon, but still got Murphy, they got Aarons, Apia, they still got Miggy, they got Trips, they got Manquillo, J. Falk, another Hertha Berlin player. They brought in Rob Holding, they got Diogo Queiroz, Zagadou they brought in. But yeah, very, very weird. I don't know what Steve Bruce was doing with that particular, or say what he is doing in that particular team, but you can see we still got, which I am going to spend some of this because we do have an objective that we do need to do, which we're on track to doing the one for the long term. I'm going to show stats for that here pretty soon. But we do want to sign another player from Europe. We are 2 out of 3. I will show you who I want to sign here in a little bit. This one's pretty much out of our hands, but we went from being 2% at the beginning of the season to 60%. So I have a feeling we're going to be doing that by the end of the season. We're well on our way in these. Well, the Premier League we are, but FA Cup we didn't even start yet. In Champions League, I do want to go ahead and win that particular competition. Youth Academy, I'm not in real big hurry to promote any of these guys. If they ask to be promoted, I'm going to go ahead and do so, though we do have 49 players in our squad right now, so... But just to take a look, just in case. I didn't even bother with development plans. I have not been keeping up with development plans, so... That is a look at our Youth Academy. Take a look at transfer history real quick. You can see Bert Snow. Like I said, I'll be talking about Bert Snow here in a bit. But just to take a look, we end up getting rid of Emil Kraft. He will be going to Napoli at the start of the transfer window. Loya Dice is already off to Saint Etienne and all these other guys. So not a real active transfer window. Oh, Igbakeme, I remember him from my FIFA 19 Real Zaragoza career mode. You can see the growth. You can see our Youth Academy players, Ferry, Bankston, Hansen, and Montanari. I'm interested to see who the leading goal scorer is so far. And it is Andre Yvonne, 24 goals, 9 assists, and 21. He's grown by 2. He's at an 80 rating, so that's awesome to see. Casper Dolberg also has grown by 2. 21 goals, 0 assists. I mean, RH grew by 1. He's now an 85, 75 to 19. So Bankston and all of them have already played 10 games, so that's half of the objective done already. But you can see he's grown by 5. If there's anybody else in particular you want to look at, you just go ahead and pause the video. I am concerned about his lack of growth, very least. Hansen's grown by a couple. But yeah, like I said at the beginning of the episode, our wingers have been pretty quiet with the exception of Anthony Gordon. I'm surprised that he's got those. It seems like he's done much more than 4 goal contributions. And let's take a look at how our loan players are doing here. Longstaff has not grown, which I'm not earnest about that. Jensen has not grown. He's only made 8 appearances, though. Proctor's now at a 71. You see Kraft, I have not played him at all. Okay, Stewart's grown by 1. He has not grown. Clark has grown by 2 during his time at Bahia down in Brazil. Martini's grown by 3 during his time at Mouscron. Mason Webb has grown by 1 at Milan. Jay Stewart has not grown yet at Angers. He has not grown since season 3, I swear. No growth for him. Guerra has grown by a couple at Tondela. And Ferrari has grown by a couple at his time at Celta Bergamo. And we're just going to have all these fringe players. Hopefully I'll be able to send some of these guys out on loan. Thomas May, I've been trying to get rid of him. I did accept 2 transfer offers from him, but he rejected both of them. And unfortunately, I can't release him because I've already released 2 players. Yeah, Moyano, only 3 clean sheets in 14, but 2 of them were in the Champions League, which I find that amusing. And 6 clean sheets and 15 from Vandervoort. But we are going to take a look. I've already done development plans for everybody in this squad, so I won't have to worry about that. But if there's anybody in particular you want to look at, you just go ahead and pause the video. But yeah, I'm interested. I'm like a lot of my team. I'm not expecting to grow anymore because, like I said, we are approaching the last part of this career mode on camera. But very good. I've been very happy with this team overall, both in terms of the senior squad as well as the youth academy. I've been very pleased with both aspects. I kind of wish I had better rated center backs. Because right now, I have Adarbioyo and Tanganga both tied at an 81. And Adarbioyo is my starter alongside Ampadu. Yeah, Jensen's not going to grow anymore. A lot of these players are not going to grow anymore. Montanari's only going to take another week. That's awesome for him. Yeah, Huisance isn't going to grow anymore. Alright, won't grow again this season. 14 weeks for Hansen. Brown's not going to grow anymore. A lot of my team is not going to grow anymore. But yeah, Anthony Gordon has been arguably my best winger for me. Elise has been very quiet. Larrazabal has been very quiet. Dolberg's been good, not quite as good as he was last year, but he's been decent. But Andre Avon is having himself a hell of a... I might actually consider playing him in the Champions League final over Kasper Dolberg at this rate. I mean, he is the only surviving member of the squad that I inherited from MasterBucks. So I think it would be only fitting that he would be the captain of the Champions League. That's assuming he's able to play by then. Hopefully he doesn't get suspended or injured by then. But I do plan on having him as my captain, lifting the trophy should we win it in the Champions League. But I did talk about that objective about signing somebody from Europe, which Kadic is, well, he's been at Den Haag over in Netherlands. Can I just say how beautiful those kits are? I don't know what it is with me and the yellow and green color scheme, but I've always loved that color scheme. And it kind of reminds me of Norwich and Nantes a little bit. But this is a guy that I'm looking at. His release clause is only a little under $2.5 million. That's a guy that I'm possibly considering on bringing it in. And Bart Snow is another guy, which I'm scouting him right now, but I'm actually leaning towards one of these two. But I am leaning towards Bart Snow. Although I should probably get Kadic. You know what, depending on who I can get rid of, I might end up actually getting both these guys, if I'm being honest. But, I mean, not like I'm really going to be able, because, like I said, this is going to be the final season, this career mode, but both of them have decent stats. Okay, we don't know too much about him. But I might end up just signing both of them, I don't know yet, but I'm trying to think if there's something else that's... Okay, transfer history I've done. Well, I can show you real quickly just a recap of the players that I managed to bring in. Firpo, I used a swap deal with McLaughlin. I did want to bring in a new starting center back, but I just did not have the money for that. I already looked at objectives. I already looked at that. I already looked at stats. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about. Let me see if there's anything here. Of course, we are up against Atletico Madrid. But the next time I see you guys will be the beginning of round of 16. We will be taking on Atletico Madrid. We will be also playing these games against Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, and Liverpool. Maybe not, because if we make the Carabao Cup final, that will probably be... So we'll probably be playing 5 games in the next episode. And in each episode from the next one on, will be bookended by both legs of whatever round I'm in the Champions League. Although, I do want to show... Should I clinch the Premier League title, I do want to at least play that too. That way I can see us lifting the Premier League trophy. But that is a look ahead. I'm looking at 4 episodes left in this particular career mode. But hopefully you guys are looking forward to what lies ahead. Hopefully we'll get a favorable draw in both the FA Cup and the Champions League. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. And I'll be seeing you guys again next time.